No Justin, no peace here. Yo, the one half of the Loose Cannon podcast. Man, this first episode was fantastic. It was so good, we cut it in half because it went so long. So this first part, we're going to cover our favorite movies, who we are, myself and Lou Rivers, an introduction to the world. And then we're going to move into our music review section in which we go through everything that came out in 2018 from good music. From Pusha T's Daytona to KTSE from Tiana Taylor. We even going to include the beef between Pusha T and Drake. Gotta give it a listen. Yo, we got a lot of hot takes. Lou Rivers crazy. I'm crazy. Here we go. Loose Cannon Podcast. Boop. Yo. This is it, baby. Let's do this.
Yeah, we here.
All
we
right.
here now. You ever listen to Confessions of Fire, Cameron album?
That's not the new one?
No, that's his first album. Confessions of Fire is very.
Nah.
It was 97, so we was both freshmen in high school.
No.
Okay.
I feel bad.
So his first, I'm gonna put on the song. Like I'm talking about it like it's not right here. Like, so his the intro is talking about like him making it into the mountaintop. It's mad cool.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, oh, I'm here now. So, and that's all he says, like the whole song. So
Why do we think people should listen to us? Like,
honestly, there's none better. Like,
yo,
if ain't nobody know better than what I want than me, you know?
for real. Plus, like, yo, movie lovers, number one.
Yep.
That's our life.
Exactly.
I know that's my thing.
I think a lot of people don't even see it that way, you know?
You know, movies, music, everything. You know, all that content is important to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that. Well, this is actually what I was gonna say. Been thinking about it for like all day yesterday, last couple of weeks off and on, and I was just like, honestly, it's the whole art imitating life, life imitating art. And my biggest thing is like, we grew up with life experiences, but that doesn't mean that I don't know how to grow up in a suburb, or I'm an only child, know how to grow up with siblings. Like I learned all that stuff watching movies, you know, TV. So you get experiences watching those shows and relating, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And plus, I'm more in love with like movie cops than I am with real cops.
Yeah.
like I wanted to be 21 Jump Street.
Yep.
I
wanted to be Axel Foley.
Axel Foley. Yo, I could definitely put bananas in people's tailpipe. You know
I'm not
going
to fall with a banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah. I want to speak to Victor Maitland. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like movie cop. Oh, Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah. Who didn't want to be Mike Lowry?
Who didn't want to be Mike fucking Lowry? So, like, I realized I'm more in love with, like, movie versions of things.
Right.
Than, like, actual versions. Like, I couldn't be a doctor.
Nah.
I could definitely be all Grace.
Yeah.
You know? It's like,
right.
it's really dramatic. A lot of stuff happens.
It's that idealist mentality. Like, it's the perfect scenario.
It's the perfect scenario.
Who don't want to be McDreamy or George
You can have
Clooney,
sex at work. They have sex at work all the time.
And never get caught.
Never get caught.
No malpractice lawsuits.
Nothing.
You're good money.
Good.
Don't even worry about it.
Good. Have babies and everything. Have evidence. It's all good, yo. All right, so boom. We here.
Yeah.
This is the Loose Cannons.
Yes.
I'm no Justin, no peace.
I'm Lou Rivers.
Ooh,
said it out loud. That sounds good.
I mean, it'd be crazy for us to avoid the obvious. We're sitting right under two movie posters. We got Seven.
Holla.
And we got Belly.
Word.
Got the DVDs on deck. Tell me about Seven. What does Seven mean to you? 'Cause you under Seven right now.
All right, so to me, Seven is, oh man, you ever have one of those movies that the feeling you get watching it, I mean, it's so perfectly constructed. The pace is so perfect. The cinematography is so great. The actors are...
What's in the box?
Yo, what's in the effing box? Yo, I mean, it's a line that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, you know? Like
Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
Brad Pitt, Kevin Spacey. Before we knew he was a diddler.
Exactly. A diddler.
Before
Yeah. The crazy part is that I didn't even know till this week that that they had a prop of Gwyneth Paltrow's head in the box. Yes. Yo, and the crazy
so he could really feel it.
Yeah, and in Brad Pitt's contract it said that as long as they didn't remove the head from the box, that he'll sign the contract and he'll be in the movie.
Get out of here.
So the crazy part is, you ever seen Contagion?
Yeah.
All right. In Contagion, remember that she's the first person to contact the disease and bring it to America or whatever. They when she dies, sorry for the spoiler if anybody hasn't seen the movie. That's on them. That movie came out a while ago. They do a surgery on her and they use the prop from Seven as her head for the surgery in the movie.
How do you know this, yo? How do you know?
Come on, man. This is what I do.
That's why they gotta listen.
I know what time Brad Pitt goes to bed every night.
That's why they gotta listen.
Yeah, of course. You know, they gotta know this history.
Real quick, best Brad Pitt. Is this his best performance, or is it Fight Club? Because I'm a Fight Club guy.
Oh man! All right, let's see. I'm a Brad Pitt guy, so I love all his movies. Seven is in my top 10,
including Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I like it. I think it was very entertaining, and I mean, for that time, I mean, if you're gonna go to a rom-com action movie, that was pretty much it. You know. But honestly, one of my favorite performances, I think that this as a total project is my favorite, but maybe one of my favorite performances could be Meet Joe Black.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to go there.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to go there.
Meet Joe Black is actually in my top couple movies too. It's in my top 5 romance movies.
That's how I know you watch movies. It's a very good movie.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of like what else I got, but I mean, almost all. There's not a lot.
Brad Pitt would play death. Like really?
Exactly. You know. Mm-hmm. But there's not a lot of. I don't know. There's not a lot of roles that I could be like, oh, he was terrible in that. You know. No.
I've never seen him be terrible.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you think about like the little bit roles, like you've seen True Romance. I mean, obviously.
Of course.
Brad
Pitt has never been terrible. That's how I know there's something wrong with Jennifer Aniston.
Did you see a movie this year that he was in for about 2 seconds?
What movie was in 2 seconds?
Deadpool 2?
No, I didn't see Deadpool 2.
Oh, yeah, come on,
I didn't see Deadpool 2.
Yeah,
he was in Deadpool 2? What's he doing in Deadpool? He's just on the lot.
And that's the point. Like
he's just on the lot.
All right, he plays a superhero.
He came to see Ryan Reynolds. He was like, hey, I just came to see Ryan. And they were like, hey, just keep it on Brad.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Keep it on Brad. He'll do stuff.
We got 12 packs in this scene.
Imagine, because he could just do stuff. It's like, what's my inspiration?
Oh man, did you see him in 12 Years a Slave? I mean,
of course.
I mean, a lot of people are just like
fantastic in 12 Years a Slave.
But yeah, I mean, Seven has that impact for me.
Seven does have the impact.
I love movie with
it's
twists.
3 great performances.
Yeah, easy. And I mean, as one of the best short performances of a character, you know, you only see Kevin Spacey on scene on the movie for 5 minutes, maybe.
You can't
total.
You can't take him out the movie.
Right. The only other movie that I could think of a character who's so prominent in a movie and on the scene for such a short time is A Few Good Men. Jack.
Oh, but you definitely can't take him out there. You can't.
Yeah. Nobody.
That scene is everything. The scene makes the whole movie.
You want the truth?
You can't handle the truth. Aaron Sorkin. I didn't even know that was his first film, and it was written like he did a play version.
Oh yeah.
And then he did the feature film script. I don't know if they ever produced the play, but I know it was written because if you go on IMDb, you see it's a play
format
and screenplay. Okay.
So I gotta actually check that out.
Yeah, Aaron Sorkin.
I think that people, I think that moviegoers in general have to get more into obviously going to watch plays, going to stage works, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was big in stage works younger as a kid.
Yeah.
Grease was one of my first performances.
That was almost my poster.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See? Look.
Crazy story about Grease. I was a Grease fanatic. My brother introduced me to Grease, right?
Really?
He was babysitting me one day. He was just like, yo, sit down, watch this. It was on VHS.
Right.
I fell in love with Grease.
Oh, really?
So I just kept watching it. And then somehow I found the Grease 2, the one with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who the dude was.
I don't remember the dude's name.
But I loved that. I was watching Grease 2. So my family, when they revived Grease on Broadway, they took me to see Grease.
Oh.
It was like, oh, wow, this is going to be life-changing. They were like, we're going to take him to Broadway, get him a little culture. I don't know what I ate before I went to Broadway to see Grease, right? But I'm bubbling. I'm bubbling. This is opening. I'm bubbling. So I'm trying to hold it, and I'm letting off silent ones.
Yo. How old were you?
10, 11, maybe. So I'm letting off silent ones. I'm all dressed up, letting off silent ones. I was like, you need to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. I had diarrhea, so I'm hearing all the music from the empty bathroom, just me, singing on the toilet.
Yo, I cannot.
You're the one that was. You are the one that was. Honey. It was wild. But
You want some weird Grease trivia?
go.
All right. So Grease's first performance was in Chicago. It started in Chicago. The first Danny Zuko. You remember Spin City with Michael J. Fox?
It wasn't Michael J. Fox.
The mayor. The mayor is the first Danny Zuko.
Get out of here.
He is the first Danny Zuko ever.
Ever.
1950 something.
Damn.
Yeah. I got a bunch of trivia. I'm good for it.
The fucking movie just canceled him out though.
Yeah.
Like he just never,
he never existed.
Yeah, he had to perform live on stage.
And it's crazy because I was big into the movie until I was in the play, and then I realized, I was like, man, Danny Zuko doesn't sing all these songs. They have lied to us.
They added him. They gave him more songs.
They gave him every song. He doesn't do Grease Lightning in the play. He doesn't actually. Almost every single male character has their own solo, so it's not like it's a Danny
It's an
Zuko.
ensemble.
Yeah, it's an ensemble. So
fucking John Travolta.
I know, just taking everything.
Greedy.
Yeah.
Greedy. You get all the love.
Speaking about John Travolta, instead of 7, Almost Urban Cowboy was up there, and that's one of my favorite movies. John Travolta. I mean, for all you
John Travolta. Yes, your favorite John Travolta performance.
Urban Cowboy. I mean,
over Face Off,
over Face Off, over Pulp Fiction,
Phenomenon,
Phenomenon,
with Forrest Whitaker,
Michael,
with Forrest Whitaker.
I can't. Yeah, Urban Cowboy is one of my favorite movies. I mean, and then weird trivia about that is that in that movie they're in Gully's Bar, which is a real famous bar in Texas. When I went to the military in boot camp, I was with his great nephew. It's like it was like I'm telling you. It's
but I mean, could you have really how do you know for sure? Like you checked his ID?
No, I was just like he was like, oh, he said his name and I was like, oh, that's a famous bar from Texas. He was like, yeah, that's my great uncle's bar, and I was like, shut up. I was like, the only reason I know is because I watched Urban Cowboy, a movie that came out at least 8 years before either one of us was born. So it's not like you have that link and you know this,
Yeah.
So real random.
Wow. We just went into the whole John Travolta spiral.
All right, so tell us about Belly.
Belly. I can't even say Belly's my favorite movie ever, but it comes from one of my favorite artistic minds.
Okay.
Which is Hype Williams.
All right.
Growing up in New York in the hip hop era, moving to Queens, knowing a little about Queens, being a Nas fan and fans just of hip hop music and videos. I think that was my big catapult into loving visuals. It's hip hop music videos and shit like that. Right. All the stuff he did for Puff, stuff he did with Missy, the stuff he did with everybody. Hate Me Now video and all that. And so I remember being young but excited about this movie coming out because I was a DMX fan, I was a Nas fan. Couldn't really go see it right. But I was a fan and hearing my brother talk about it and this, that, and the third. And it's yo. I remember my brother coming home talking about the opening scene and him telling me the opening scene. And then me finally seeing it. And I'm yo,
it's amazing.
This shit is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yo, I just
He literally brought the rap video feel to that cinematography style into movies. Yeah. I loved it.
Beautiful. Even when Method Man is in the strip club, all these joints are beautiful. Now, granted, the performances are not that great. Listen. I love Nas. His performance wasn't that great. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. There was moments in which my favorite scene. Like I still want a crib like Tommy. Tommy's crib when he comes in, and I watched that movie because of it. Gummo.
Yeah.
I forgot Harmony Cohen.
Yeah.
Gummo. I don't even know. It was on HBO. It's crazy movie, but it's like, yo, that scene when he comes in all white. I still have that aesthetic in my mind.
Right.
I wanted to make the crib upstairs all white. I was like, what's wrong with you? You got a family.
Yeah.
like, I want everything white.
I want white couches. I want white table, white carpet.
White.
Nah, you got kids.
No, we got kids. They gonna spill shit everywhere. You gonna be mad.
Man, you know what could walk in there.
But yeah, like yo, it's from our time, it's from our era. It's important, like we hip hop, so it's like having this type of movie, other than like Juice and all those things like Menace and everything. But like I feel like Belly was like, yo, this is us. It had hip hop artists, like and a music video director ascended to that point.
All right. So do you obviously do you have Belly in front of like all those other movies like Menace, Juice, Boys in the Hood, what else? Paid in Full. Paid in Full is up there for me.
Okay, yeah. So I can't say I put it in front of Paid in Full. I could put it in front of I mean, Menace is kind of one of the same because they did some interesting coloring with Menace, like on a lot of scenes, like the Hughes brothers. They did some really good stuff, but like I can't say any of those movies are my favorite. Like I'm not like a Boys in the Hood fan. Right. I'm kind of like a lot of those directors. I'm like their next movie fan. Like I'm more
John
like
Singleton.
Higher Learning. Yeah, John Singleton. I'm more like Higher Learning than I like
phenomenal.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is in my top. Just like visually,
It was ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time,
And
definitely. Cultural impact.
Yeah, the cultural impact. I feel like the cinematography may be the best out of all those movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So him as a director, obviously it being his film, maybe he obviously he wanted to keep it close to the heart. So it's not like he had a lot of. I mean, honestly, making a movie with almost all the main characters are this is not their industry. They're rappers.
This is not their industry.
T-Boz, she's the singer. Like it's not like it's not like they went out and was just like, all right, so what A-list actors can we go get? You know what I mean?
But I am interested in seeing a Belly version with just people who are actors.
Okay.
With just people who are actors, because it might have brought it to a whole new level. It might have. Although, like, what sells the movie is Nas and DMX. That's what sells the movie.
Well, the other thing is then do the actors respect Hype Williams enough to let him have that?
Probably not.
Right.
These artists, they're going to respect him. Right. Because he worked with them. So, I mean, I guess, like, as a director's sake, it probably would make the best decision for him to work with these people because they already trust him. He's been working with Nas, you've been working with X, you've been working with all these people, and he has clout in that industry. So it's probably a good idea to do that. Method Man and all those people. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, obviously, DMX went further on, Method Man went further on. Yeah. I mean, I can't really say about Nas. I mean, obviously, Nas is at the time he was dabbling in everything. Yeah. So I respect the hustle.
Absolutely.
T-Boz was still broke, so I really can't say anything.
Still broke.
Yeah, I mean,
damn, they fucked TLC.
Yeah, they messed them up. Not us, TLC.
Yeah, no, that was the other TLC.
They ain't messed with us yet.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to come mess with
Waterfalls
us,
TLC.
Yeah. One of these. Don't go. Yeah. Anyways, I wonder how much they got paid for. Them singing Waterfalls and Meet the.
I think that's the point.
Yeah.
They never got paid. Like the money was on the books, it just never dropped into their account.
Here's a couple pennies in the bucket.
Like, yo, we sold 10 million copies of your album, but your percentage.
Yeah. Damn. Contracts are whack, man.
Contracts are whack. That's why everybody's on streaming.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like this, making their own content.
Everybody's streaming. I know. Cannon's podcast. I mean, just check
Cannon's podcast. Cannon's podcast. Yeah. Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Twitter.
Instagram.
If you want to hit us up separately.
Yeah. You can hit us up separately at This Is Lou Rivers.
Ooh. No Justin, no peace.
Hey.
All right. So, boom. All right. So, let's get into the show.
Yeah. Where we at?
Let's do it. So, music.
All right.
We've kind of had like a crazy past couple of weeks, especially with everything that's going on, the beefs. We're going to have to break it all down. But let's start with the good music season.
Okay.
I think they've had a great season. Kanye West produced, what is it, Daytona, King Push, his own album, the joint with him and Cudi, Nas's album, and Tiana Taylor's album.
Yes.
7 tracks, all of them.
Yep.
No, I think maybe 1 or 2 of them have like a couple more.
Daytona has 7. Kanye's I'm bipolar and I hate being bipolar. I'm awesome. Something like that. And it's awesome. 7 tracks. The Kid Cudi and Kanye Kids See Ghosts is 7 tracks. The Nas's, actually, I don't know it off the top of my head, is 7 tracks. Tiana Taylor is 8 tracks. I want to say that's about it. I think that's the 36 tracks coming from good music in the last couple of weeks.
That's a lot of shit for Kanye to produce.
The 36 tracks, but that's the whole thing. I think that we have come to the day and age where it is official. The CD is done. The
CD is done.
LP is done. Like now they realize like, yo, we can put out a couple tracks every couple months.
Best Buy said no more.
And they can download. Like if we are basing everything off of downloads now, like it's
between Steve Jobs and Sean Parker, they fucked the CD over.
Yep. CDs are now 8 tracks, everybody.
That's it. It's gone.
Yeah, it's
gone.
Do you
crazy thing? Real quick, I brought a CD the other day.
No, you didn't.
It was the weirdest thing ever. So
I can't believe it. You didn't buy a CD.
I did. I'm coming out of Aldi's, right? I got some blueberries. I remember that because the blueberries were sweet.
Okay. Sweet blueberries. Remember that.
Sweet motherfucking blueberries. Aldi's. Look it up.
New Kanye
so I'm coming out of Aldi's, right? And I see a dude. He's walking in the parking lot.
Right.
I'm a New Yorker, so I'm already on tilt. I'm like, okay, this nigga gonna try to rob me.
Yo,
I'm gonna get the drop on this nigga.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You out there like Liam Neeson and taking?
Squeeze these blueberries, smash it in his eye, blind him. So boom. So
maybe you watched a few too many movies.
Yeah, right. I watched too many. So I'm walking, right? He walked past me. I'm like, okay, cool, good, boom. So I'm getting into the car. He's like, yo, brother, can I ask you a question real quick?
You know what that means.
I know. So he's like, yo, I'm a music artist.
All right.
I got this CD. I produce everything myself, this, that, and the third. Would you like to buy it? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to listen to your fucking CD.
Yo.
It's probably trash. But then I'm like, yo, okay, black man, I'm going to support you. Like, because like you out here, you hustling. He's in the parking lot looking for people to buy CDs.
Right.
He printed up these CDs.
Yep.
He got a label in front of it and everything. So boom. He's like, it's $10. I'm like, listen, if I don't have $10 in my pocket, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
It just so happened I had a literal $10 bill.
It was like a crisp one from 1987.
I'm like, just give it to this dude. So I'm like, here you go, boom. And so we just start talking. He's like, yo, all my socials is there. He's like, I got real lyrics.
Okay.
Real lyrics.
He's like, I'm not a mumbler.
I'm not a mumbler.
I'm not a mumbler.
So I put the joint in. First of all, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna play it, but I'm in my car.
I don't have no CD player. After
Still
this
has
bought
a CD player. I don't even know. I've never used a CD player. I forgot my car has a CD player. So I put it in, and the shit wasn't bad. Like it was actually, it was decent.
All right.
It was decent. It sounds like somebody who's like independent, doing their own beats. You know, Fruity Loops Plus, whatever it is. So it's like but it was like good, and I was happy that I supported him because it's like. Boom, he gets my $10. He gets another 100 people $10. That can mean the difference of him get more equipment, get that APC, APR.
Get a professional work.
ASR, exactly.
You're right.
Gets, and then now his next joint is good and is on iTunes as opposed to pushing out CDs. But I understand why he's probably pushing out CDs because, like, person to person, you're likely to buy as opposed to streaming for $10 or what have you. So,
well, I think that's the whole thing now, though, is that you're kind of invested, and now you kind of have to make, like, especially when we was growing up, you have to make a CD and you have to make a cover. You have to get the CDs. I remember like looking through. We grew up Village Voice, and you see 5,000 CDs for
Yeah.
this much money.
Yep.
Covers for this much money. So you literally have to make that money back before you even start seeing a profit. Before you can even start paying for other studio sessions.
Yes.
So now it's like we're in the day and age where you could buy all the stuff and have a studio at home.
Everything.
You could put everything on SoundCloud. I mean, 5 years ago, I was trying to tell people like, yo, what you actually need to do instead stop buying CDs is buy a lot of, not a lot, but a lot, like on eBay when you buy a lot of something. Anyways, of the memory cards or discs, so that you can put the music there, sell that instead, because most people are going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Now you're in the point where you can actually, like I said, you could stream, and you could just try to get your name out there instead of try to get the followers before you're trying to get the money.
Word.
It's a totally different concept now, where people are just like, we're in the day and age where what you're relating to is you're watching on TV and you see someone has a lot of money, someone's doing this. That's basically what you're rapping about.
Yeah.
But we grew up with the Wu-Tang Clan, and they're filming the video in the projects.
I tell you, them niggas ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing. DOS effects. I remember watching all these videos and like, they look like they outside my house.
Them
right
niggas
on
was
the
outside.
Street. You right on the street filming. So what did you pay for? Just this? Like literally. So now of course, like if you got to throw money in a strip club in your video, then you really throwing money in a strip club in your video. If it's relatable to someone now, like you're struggling to try to keep up with that lifestyle. I was watching videos and I could go outside and be in that video. Like it's not like I needed the money to do anything else,
Yeah.
So I don't think that kids nowadays understand that, but
we're in a whole new era of music.
Yeah, we're in a totally different.
Good music too. Let's get back to good music.
Yeah. All right. So good music.
Boom. King Push. Daytona.
All right.
7 tracks.
How do you feel?
First listen, it was phenomenal to me.
Yes.
Second listen, it was still phenomenal.
Yes. The kids got lyrics.
That's not even the.
Without
that's
a
not
shadow
even,
of a doubt.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
Boom. My joint on there is the one with Rick Ross. Now, I'm not even like a Rick Ross fan like that. I like Rick Ross. It is not even his verse. It's that track, Hard Piano. Kanye put his foot in the fucking production on King Push.
Yeah, he did.
On Daytona.
Okay.
And it's concise. Like there's no need to skip anything.
No, definitely not. I think that it's from what I've heard from other people, and including myself, but I'm a little biased. But everybody thinks that this was the best album out of the 5. So 5, yeah, out of the 5. I don't know if I say that because I know I'm biased, so I really can't like grade them for me.
It is the best album though. It is the best album.
Quality wise.
It is the best album. Everything.
I feel like it definitely had. It didn't have a song where I was just like, No. I think at least all the other albums at least had one song where I was just like, I can skip this. I don't need this.
But I think that the other albums might require a lot more time for you to live with.
Right.
This album is palatable instantly. Like you understand the language that's happening on the album.
Right.
You understand his flows, his cadence. You understand that instantly. You understand where he's going with it. You understand the production. It's the production is something that you can grasp that you're used to. Mm-hmm. So you're used to that production style. The other albums, the production style is very different on Ye and Kids See Ghosts. Mm-hmm. So it's very, very different. But Daytona is palatable, and it's like he just kills lyrically. He kills it lyrically.
My favorite song on the album is Santeria.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it's not because I'm Spanish or anything. Yeah. That's actually, like, I can listen to that song. I don't think that, like, every time it comes on, I'd be like, leave that. It's on my summer playlist.
That's about his friend that died.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
I don't know his name.
I guess it was his road manager. And he went on tour with Nicki Minaj as a roadie, goes out to get something to eat late night, gets into like some silly altercation. Dude stabs him up.
Are you serious?
Dies on the road. And it hit him hard. I guess I was like his good friend and his road manager. Right. So
that's tough.
It is tough.
I mean, obviously with this whole beef with Drake, they're talking about like, the differences, this, that, and the other. And this is a dude who's been in the game, 20 years now?
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. Like, thinking about it now, like, regardless of what level of popularity or success you think a person's had, 20 years in this industry is
We was kids when they
successful.
came out, when the clips came out.
Yeah.
He's super successful.
Yeah. So,
And relevant.
yeah.
Throughout those different times.
And the whole thing is that, like, you don't see, like, you can honestly say right now that you can't see a lot of artists who have jumped from one company to the next and continue to be successful. No. You know what I mean? He made the right move, obviously going to good music because, Kanye sees a lot in him that, I don't want to say a lot of other people didn't see, but they probably won't be able to get as much out of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Pharrell saw it.
Yeah.
But like, I guess.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that him coming out in late 90s and rocking with Pharrell, like, he ended up with the right person. You think about, like, obviously Pharrell and Manny Fresh at that time, like, they're Timbaland at that time, they're in front of this change of style of music, this new style of, like, we're going to put these beats out. I mean, you got to think Pharrell made Noriega phenomenal. And I mean, like, you think about those singles just that they made. So the production is up there. You know what I mean? So I feel
he made
like
a lot of people phenomenal. Yeah. Mystical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before all the rape.
Before the multiple
rapes.
Man, he's like the Mystical. Ben Roethlisberger of the rap game.
Mystical doing out there? He was like, shake that ass.
Watch yourself. Like, he was warning them.
He was really telling.
Watch yourself.
Like, he was
shake it. Yeah. Show me what you're working with.
Or else.
Yeah.
He left that part. That was on the unreleased.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just thinking about it. Like, I mean, the couple words that we did get, it was a warning. Yeah, everybody, don't invite him to any parties. Is true. Don't give him any liquor.
Yeah, that's what he came for.
Yeah. What else? But obviously, like, and now with the beef, just like brought it up another notch. Like, I mean, Drake shouldn't have responded in the first place, but.
Okay. Yes, but he felt he had it.
I know, but you don't always have it in the bag.
You don't always have it. And he's super confident coming off of Meek. It's obvious that the whole Meek situation really made him super confident.
I could take down anyone. Oh, you think you got lyrics? Let me go speak to my 5 guys real quick.
He didn't know. He didn't know, though.
Oh, man.
They call him King Push for a reason.
Yeah. But I love Push. So
deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol.
Yo. And Drake was sitting there like wheelchair Jimmy, like, I don't really have to worry. Look, I don't have to worry. Like, I'm not a citizen of America, so
No. It's a whole different rules. It gets really dirty. It's really gutted.
And what's I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, all right, we won't speak about this beef too much, just so that we can actually speak about good music. But a lot of people are upset that, like, they was like, yo, he went too far. I mean, but a diss track, it was like, oh, he was too disrespectful. It's a diss track. The diss stands for disrespectful.
Disrespect. Okay. Do we have to put the parental advisory on the beef? Because y'all don't know this is explicit content. Like, we're going as far as we can.
And I mean, I don't want to go down this path, but this is what everybody's been talking about the last couple of weeks. It's just like the whole, like, oh, well, when Jay-Z and Nas did it, like, Jay-Z did the takeover, and it's a phenomenal
He put
track.
a condom on the baby seat.
And then exactly, Nas bodied him with Ether. And like, I'm one of those people. I believe Ether is one of the best diss tracks ever. Probably the best. But then they're like, oh, but nobody ever talks about Super Ugly, and he had to come and apologize for it. But there's a reason why he had to apologize for it, because it was too disrespectful. And that's the point. You want to get too disrespectful. You want to end it. You want to end the beef, right? You wanna get in that other person's behind and like call it a day, like, and that's basically what I feel it was. Like, you look, I'm gonna take it as far as I can to win this battle.
Absolutely.
And if you feel like this is too far, I feel sorry for you. Because this is what rap battles are about. It's about making the other person feel bad and stopping rapping.
What did they come for?
I don't know, but yeah, but
It's the dozens.
The story I've added on is it was right where it was supposed to be when it was supposed to be there. So I mean, everybody else was just like, no, don't.
Monkey suit nigga, you parade him. It's the way he says it.
Yeah.
Monkey suit nigga, you parade him. Like, that's his father.
Yeah. All right, so Kanye's album.
Listen, this is how I feel. I know where people are going to land on this album, depending on where they landed on previous albums. How did you feel about Yeezus, and how you felt about 808s and Heartbreaks? 808s and Heartbreaks is one of my favorite Kanye West albums.
Right.
So is Yeezus. TLOP is really good, but it's still not in my favorite. But this album sounds like a progression from there. I can tell when he was changing his sound in Yeezus, and I was fucking with it. I could tell when he was changing his sound in TLOP, The Life of Pablo, and I fucked with it. And this feels like a merge of that. And I love the opening joint. I didn't know how to feel initially about the opening joint.
Well, you don't ever feel like you want to kill somebody?
Yo. I do sometimes.
Yeah, I do. But I love myself.
But I love myself. So
and I think about killing myself all the time.
All the time.
Yo.
So I definitely thought about killing you.
Yeah. I mean, personally, well, me and you were Kanye fans. So,
yeah.
I'm not as far as to say I'm a stan of Kanye, because I know that people are just like, oh, well, you can't support everything somebody does. And I mean, I already told you, me personally, I take artists for who they are.
Yeah.
If you're an artist, you're going to perform for me, and that is the only way that I take you. Like, if you're going to make albums, I'm going to listen to your music. I'm not going to want to divulge in your personal life, because I don't idolize you. I feel like people idolize celebrities, and that's on them. But at the end of the day, like, Kanye still makes phenomenal music. Like, I could care less what his political...
But I think where it got hairy is that Kanye became inspiration for a lot of people, like Puff.
You're right.
And he still is an inspiration for me, because like I felt like out of all the rappers, I can connect more with Kanye. Like I'm not coming from a thug background. I'm not coming from selling dope in the streets.
Right.
I may be dope adjacent. Like I'm near the crime. I
walked through the hood to get to my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to Jamaica Ave.
Yes.
I've been to the Ave.
I was on Atlantic. I had to cross Atlantic Avenue.
Exactly.
To get
I know
home,
Eastern Parkway.
Yeah.
Like I know all this shit, but like I wasn't in that life, and I understand. Kanye comes from that, like being around it, being in Chicago, but not necessarily in that life. Having family that are doing well. My mother's in education too, so it's like having all these things. What does that create in a person who's also an artist, a creative individual who loves hip hop, who loves this type of music? What does that create? And we have a Mr. West. Right. And so what does he aspire to? How is he going to dress? Right. And I love the fact that he was constantly changing and pushing the ball forward of what a person from hip hop would look and how they would carry themselves. Right. So he was an inspiration, but that doesn't change the fact that if he stops being an inspiration, if he starts doing some crazy shit, that doesn't mean I'm going to hate his music all of a sudden. Like, I don't care who you support. Like, people act like in a time where he was speaking about George Bush hating black people, and at a time where he's talking about, all these things that are going on in the community, like he didn't really believe that. I don't believe any of that is fake. I just believe that at this time right now, he's questioning things.
Right.
He may be questioning the wrong things, because I don't think you should question everything. Some things are what they are.
Right.
But fine, if this is his process, this is his process. But we all question things. We all have conversations independently. We just don't get on TMZ and do it.
Right.
He got on TMZ and did it.
Right.
So it's like, what would it been an eternal dialogue we get to see in front on the screen. And so now we're judging something that should have been an eternal dialogue. So we don't know what Kanye is going to start thinking in the next 6 months after all of this information has been absorbed.
Right. My biggest thing about it is that, and this has always been my argument, is I have a lot of friends and I don't agree with everything that they do.
Absolutely.
I don't agree with the things that they say sometimes. I don't
Specifically
agree with
Facebook
posts.
friends.
Specifically Facebook friends. Specifically. No, but we can all be hanging out and all of us want to go, and we're like, yo, as simple as McDonald's is the best fast food joint. And someone goes, no, it's Arby's.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop being that person's friend because
But you realize they're a crazy person.
Of course. Exactly. I realize that, but that doesn't stop me from being their friend.
That's very true.
Listen,
I got a crazy friend.
Yeah. Yo, what he does is what he do. Like, and that's it. And basically that's how I feel about any artist. I mean, oh, okay, Kanye thinks this is cool.
Yeah.
I'm not Kanye.
No.
And I don't need Kanye to agree with me.
Yeah.
I don't need him to do the things that I would do.
Yeah.
And if you feel offended by that, that means that maybe you're too involved with Kanye's life and what he does.
If Kanye, listen, I wear boxer briefs. If Kanye wore briefs,
right,
I would not agree with that.
what if he still wore like tighty whitey underwear?
Jockeys?
Yes, like
I would not agree with
with
that.
the tag.
With the tag. I would
With
not
the
agree
tag.
with that, but that does not change the music for me.
You're correct, and that's
It's
how
not,
I feel.
but we disagree.
Right.
And we can still be cool.
Yeah. My biggest thing is, like, I can understand what he's saying. I can understand the push. I can understand the path that he's taking. And I mean, as much as everybody wants to be like, oh, I don't agree, or oh no, I don't see it. It's just, if you really just sat and thought about something,
listen.
like, it'll just be you can understand. This is something that I always say to everybody who I talk to, get in an argument with, and they're like, oh, but you say yeah. Like, my yes and I said I understand means that I understand.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that I agree.
Yeah.
Me saying I understand
Yeah.
is me understanding it.
That's it.
It is not saying I agree. Like, it's two totally different things. People like to be agreed with. And I'm perfectly fine with being different from everybody else. People don't like that. They want conformity. And like that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know? And besides the fact that they want to idolize celebrities and keep them as role models. I mean, most celebrities are as bad as us, if not
But
worse.
can't we just like you don't have to take the whole person.
Thank you.
Like, can't we just if you want to idolize Kanye as a creative genius,
Right.
take that part.
Right.
Fuck his politics.
I'm not telling anyone who ever listened to Amy Winehouse that, like, oh, you're feeding drugs to your kids. What? That wouldn't make sense, right?
I was bobbing. Won't let me go to rehab, and I said no.
No.
I don't even know when that came out. I don't even know if I had a drink at that point. It wasn't like
She's feeding me the drugs.
guess I gotta
man.
pop some pills.
Yep.
No.
I have to comply. I have to conform.
No. She made great music.
Right.
And the energy that she was in at that time.
Exactly.
And we were able to connect with her voice and the emotion that was coming through it. And thank you, Amy.
Right.
Rest in peace. That's it.
Right. So, to get back on track, do you have a favorite track from the album?
Daytona?
No.
Oh, no.
this is
We on
now-
Yay. We on Yay.
We on Yay.
Oh, I can't even remember the track list. I'm trying to remember the track list. What's the track list?
I Hate Being Bipolar, and It's Awesome. I believe that's the name of the album, right? Yeah. I want to say that that's what it is.
Mobile devices, people would just.
Yeah, I mean, y'all got them. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, I mean, honestly, obviously the first single, Yikes, everybody is all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you love it? You love Yikes?
I do like Yikes.
Okay. I think it's pretty good also.
Okay. I know what my favorite track is.
Okay, I'm going to hear this.
It's 6 and 7. Ghost Town. I really like Ghost Town. But Violent Crimes?
Okay.
Falling. Dreaming.
Okay.
Haunting. Violent Crime.
Yeah.
I got children. I got daughters specifically.
Right,
That joint
exactly.
connected with me.
Yeah.
That joint.
Sorry, I don't have daughters, so I understand what you mean, though.
But like you have like
feel
it's
you.
just like having that father experience.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely connects, and outside of that, the joint is just hard.
Yeah.
The joint is just hard.
My favorite track on the album is All Mine. Yeah, that one actually hits hard for me. I kind of really like it. I like unique songs. I already told you, like, I'm not a big radio listener.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people. I like to listen to an album, pick the tracks that I like, throw them on my playlist,
Yep.
rock with that for a while.
Yeah.
New album comes out, I do the same thing. So like I said, I mean, after all the albums came out the last couple of weeks, I kind of have like a long playlist for the summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to roll with that, see how that goes. But yeah, All Mine is probably one of my favorite tracks on there. I mean, you want to move on to the cut?
If we're gonna rate the Kanye album,
Yeah.
let's go back. Pusha T album.
Okay. Out of our grading scale, out of 5 cannons.
Ooh, because we the loose cannons. Y'all like that?
Yeah, like
Pun intended,
You
nigga.
like it, right?
Pun intended.
All right, so let's see. Out of Pusha's album. Honestly, the quality, the lyrics, the hooks, 7 tracks. Like I feel like this idea of 7 to 10 tracks is perfect, especially for downloads. It's not oversaturating the system.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have Pusha at about a 4.5.
It is. It's a 4.5.
Yeah.
And see, the only reason why I don't want to give it a 5 is because it's like it's hard for me to say something's a perfect album. But damn.
And plus, I always like to try to leave room for growth.
Yeah.
What if, I mean, like they don't do it too much anymore, but what if it came out with like a exclusive double album? I mean, not a double album, but like 2 more tracks, on this exclusive, and it's banging. Like I'd be like, man, I can't even go to 5 now.
Yeah.
I have to go above the scale now. Yeah. So I'm gonna give him that room.
4.5. I agree. Right. 4.5 cannonballs.
Kaboom. So where do you have the Ye album?
Listen, creativity, high on the scale.
Yes.
The production is very different, so I had to listen to it with a different ear, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give the Ye album a 4.
Okay. I can see that. I gave it, and I'm as biased a Ye fan as you are. I actually gave it a 3.5. Yeah, so pretty close. It's just that, like I said, I feel the Pusha album had no songs that I would skip.
Nothing.
The Ye album, out of 7 tracks, I could skip 1 or 2. I'm trying to think of like which ones like,
but nothing is like I can't listen to.
Right,
this.
exactly. Nah, it wasn't like, man, this is just terrible.
Yeah,
like
nothing.
nah. So
nothing.
I liked it, but like I said, I'm also the one that like, now that I got the songs that I like, the next time I listen to it, now I'm gonna listen to it in completion again.
Gotcha.
And then I'll be like, man, I should have put that on my playlist.
Got it.
Now I put it on my playlist. You know what I mean?
Next album, Kids See Ghosts.
Kids See Ghosts.
I just listen. When I heard that they were finally going to do an album together,
Yes.
him and Cudi, very excited.
Yes.
Because I mean, if you know that 808s and Heartbreaks was like them doing the album together.
Right. All right.
What did you think?
I thought,
First track.
Oh man,
Hits hard.
Yeah, with
I
Pusha,
still
right?
feel the love.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling it. I actually like it.
It's good.
I think, like I said, I think that people are underrating it because obviously what has happened with Ye. So
Absolutely.
But I love that Cudi's back.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he's on his feet. I love him as an artist in general. I told you that him being an actor is pretty phenomenal, and people underrate him as an actor too. I mean, a couple movies, TV show that was on HBO that was pretty phenomenal.
How to Make It.
How to Make It in America. If you haven't seen it, watch the 2 seasons. It's pretty
Stream
good.
it.
But yeah, Feel the Love is pretty good. I'm trying to think what else I like. I like Reborn.
Mm-hmm.
Reborn may be my favorite song on there.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think.
I like the Fourth Dimension.
Fourth Dimension is pretty good too. Yeah, I honestly, I think that was another album where I like the fact that most of the tracks were Cudi driven. Like they were more the style of Cudi's music. And I
Absolutely.
was just like,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I feel like Kanye didn't overwhelm the tracks, and
No, not at all.
that's what I wanted. I wanted to be like, all right, this
He
is
laid back.
I'm kind of listening to this for Cudi more, and I like that. I enjoyed it.
Is that Most Def on the Kids See Ghosts?
I don't know. Now that you said, like earlier, I thought about it. I don't know.
I think that's one of my favorite John. Kids See Ghosts sometime. Kids See Ghosts sometime. The Spirit.
His name is not Mos Def no more.
Yasin Bey.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know who's this guy from Brooklyn you speak of.
Sorry. And he's a citizen of the world, if you didn't know that.
Yes.
Don't listen.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now that's gonna be me next in about 10
Yo,
years.
how did I get that passport? I'm a citizen of the world, bitch. That's how you stun on people.
Yeah.
They're like, where you from? The fucking world.
I mean, he would have been stunned if he had like a Wakanda passport or something.
Ooh.
About to cop me one of those.
Ooh. He gotta talk to Akon about that.
I'm on the phone right now with T'Challa. Yeah, you're right. Akon, the new T'Challa.
Yo.
If y'all haven't heard, Akon is making a technological city in Senegal. He's running this.
He was lighting up Africa a second ago. He's the Black Tony Stark.
I mean, he was like looking around Africa like, yo, they're saying that like, so we can't have nothing here?
We can't have nothing.
Let me fix this. Because y'all wildin'.
It's happening. He just got to stay safe.
Yeah. But honestly, this album.
Wait, does Akon have that much money?
Yes.
He did bring out Lady Gaga.
That's what I was gonna say.
He got that Gaga money.
He got like, I think. All right. So like, let's break it down a little bit real quick. We gonna talk about. I mean, so hopefully, like, we have young listeners or people who are involved with young kids, so that they can actually explain most of this. I like to have this whole conversation about the difference between fame, rich, and wealth. So, like, a lot of people don't kind of realize where it's like, all right, I mean, you can be an artist. It's always going to be front page.
Absolutely.
And I mean, like, if you remember albums, since we said the albums are dead, to make money, you made points on an album.
Yeah.
All right. And chances are, if you was an artist and you was a rapper, singer, and all you did was come and rap and sing on an album, you probably got a point or two, like, let's say, out of 10 points.
Yeah.
This is your song, your music, and you're only getting a point or two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Publishing fucked
People don't realize that, like, all right, well, the songwriter gets a point or two. The person who made the beat, the person who produces, the person who's the executive producer, the company, and then you're just like, oh wow. But they got all this money. They have a lot of money for show, of course. They were fronted. They had an advance. For a lot of money, but chances are, like, all right, you want to know why artists go on tour so much is because that's where they make most of their money. They don't make money off of the album. Actually, they need the supporters to come and buy tickets to come to these venues so that they can make money. And people don't really realize that. It's just like I always tell people in the sports industry, all right, well, you're going to go and play on the team. Yes, that person makes money, but the person who's making the most money is the owner,
Absolutely.
And, you want, as much as people are just like, all right, well, we can make it as simple as clothing. Because everybody wears clothes, everybody buys clothes. The cheapest clothing that you will buy from a company is the graphic tees.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're free advertising.
Yeah.
Basically, you're going to buy this shirt and you're going to walk around
heavily branded
and promote this company for them. The people who are rich are usually the people who go to these shows or events or are sponsored and are given these clothes for free. Because they hope that they will continue the show. The people who are wealthy are usually the people who are paid to wear these clothes.
Absolutely.
Because now you are representing what this company wants people like them to wear. So it's like people don't quite understand that. And it's just like, so we have this whole thing that we was talking about earlier where people who are the mega rich, you never see a graphic tee on them.
Never.
I'm gonna wear plain. Oh, I'm sorry, a black tee because
Yeah.
I got
Super expensive.
super expensive.
Yeah.
You know, like
East Saint Laurent,
yeah.
$400 t-shirt.
And I'm going to look as plain. But this is the whole reason why when people show up to award shows, they go, "Oh, who are you wearing?"
Who are you wearing?
So that we can now look like how you look.
Yeah.
And people don't quite understand that.
Yeah, because they've been outfitted. They've been outfitted by Gucci.
Yeah.
Gucci makes this whole outfit, fits them up, sends it to their stylist.
Yeah.
Stylist puts it on them. They get it fitted, tailored, and everything, and then
Exactly.
boom.
And people are just like, "Oh, well, you know, before you had followers on social media, people knew that celebrities had followers.
Yes.
And people idolize their celebrities. So,
Yes.
of course, I want to look like my celebrity. So, so then we wonder why Kanye can make a shirt with holes in it and it sells for $200.
That's what that comes from. He shot the shit out the shirt.
Yeah.
Virgil, we got it.
So I hope that these young kids understand that. Well, now obviously, if you're going to do your own production, you're going to make your own CD, your own music.
Yeah.
This is the reason why they're saying not to sign. When was the last time you heard about a label dispute?
Or a big
At this point, like everybody's making their stuff at home. Everybody's doing. Who's 6ix9ine? Just imagine, like he is literally walking. He is as much as I feel like, because someone made this reference earlier, and I was just like, yes, he is literally this generation's DMX. He sounds like him, but he is following the model of 50 Cent.
Absolutely.
50 Cent made sure that, like, when he was independent and he was doing all this music and people were following in this, he can drive up his market to be that first $1 million contract.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, that's the point. Like, at this point, you want to get the followers so high that, like, I can sell my own music.
But a lot of these news dudes, they're not signed to record labels, but they're signed to talent agencies. Apparently, 6ix9ine is signed to WME, which is representing, like, the world of Hollywood.
Exactly.
But it's like, I don't know. I think the 6ix9ine thing is like a interesting thing going on because there was music before the controversy with 50 Cent.
Right.
I felt like the 6ix9ine situation, even though there was music, the controversy just overshadows the music.
It does. It does.
It just overshadows. Like, I don't know many people who can actually, like, tell me, like, a 6ix9ine song.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But they know about the beef.
You're right. I understand what you mean.
But 50,
yeah.
you can ask your mother.
Yeah. The before the, if you're thinking about 50 before the beef, I mean, because honestly, you have to feel like the beef started with Wankster. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, 50 Cent was already an upcoming artist before he was shot. And putting out How to Rob, I mean, he kind of was like, oh, I'm going to beef with everybody, but it was in a playful way where everybody was just like, yo, this dude, he's coming out on everybody. And it's kind of that, you know, that style where we can kind of, all right, we can listen to this, we can relate, we can see how this is going.
For sure.
And 6ix9ine, I feel like, but this is another thing. Have we aged out of music? Have we aged out of popularity? Where, I mean,
that's what people keep saying.
I mean, I'm not sitting here waiting for Will Smith's next album.
You're not doing this?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing.
If you listen to this, I'm pumping my hand and my leg at the same time.
Yeah, I
don't know what it's called.
I can't even remember the name of the.
Yeah.
Or what's the dance boy? He does that one.
Oh, the floss.
Yeah, the floss. Oh yeah. So.
I mean, we had dumb dances.
Yeah, we did.
I was signaling a lot of planes.
Signaling the plane, though.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's dancehall. I mean, everybody had dancehall.
That's true.
I mean, in the 90s, I was trying to be Kid and Play. I mean, one day I'll show you a picture of me in my high flat top.
Wow.
When I had hair.
When I had locks, the last haircut I had before I had locks was a low flat top.
No, you didn't. What?
Yeah.
I wasn't out here like Bobby Brown with the Gumby or anything, you know? You know, it's your prerogative.
That movie's coming out soon.
It is?
The Bobby Brown story on BET.
Really?
I think it's like later this. No, it's like in September.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna review it. No,
I know, right?
no, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try for you, not for me. No, but all right. So let's get into what's after the Cudi.
Nasir.
Yeah. Okay.
Nasir.
You tell me what you think, because
It's very different. This is not primo Nas.
right.
And it's like, if you're going to want to go into this and think it's going to be like primo Nas, if it's going to be traditional Nas, it's not traditional Nas.
Right.
This is Nas with Kanye with very different production.
Right.
And I think it works.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
I do too. This album did have a couple tracks I was willing to skip though.
Yeah, it's some skippable joints.
Some skippable joints. We
Definitely.
didn't rate Cudi's album.
Ooh,
How'd you feel?
4.
4? Mm-hmm. And that's 2 straight 4s. I think I did. I want to say it was a 3 for me.
Really?
Yeah, a 3. Because I think I went with half the tracks, and that means like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. Probably 2 skippable ones, maybe 1 I could listen to. And
Yeah,
then
but like
maybe 3 or
even
4.
like the songs that are like maybe skippable, like the second half may be better than the first.
The second half was easily
like
better
as
than
long
the
as you
first
get
half.
into it.
Yeah. What was your favorite track on the album? Do you have one?
On Nas?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look at the tracks.
I'll tell you. My
But
favorite.
I like the cop joint
Okay.
with him and Kanye West.
Yes,
And it works perfectly.
Cop shot the kid. Cop shot the
kid.
kid. Yeah.
It works perfectly, especially because like now we hear Kanye now talking about like social issues again.
Right.
So it's like I'm pretty sure it's throwing people off, but it's like I don't think he's changed. I think this is the same person who's just seeing things just a little bit differently. But I really do like that joint.
No, I do like Cop Shot the Kid. I'm glad you said that because I totally forgot about that track. So yeah,
Oh, Bonjour. I like Bonjour too.
okay.
Bonjour.
So my favorite song on the album is Everything.
Everything is
With the
so
Dream.
Yo,
and Kanye.
okay.
Go ahead.
The Dream is the fucking man.
Yeah.
Okay, when are we gonna say that the Dream is the fucking man?
Yeah.
Besides the fact that like he's written fantastic songs for everybody and your mama.
Right.
His own albums are really good. Mm-hmm. The first one is like my joint with Nicki on it. But the Dream is the fucking man. He makes very good music every time.
Yes.
Every time.
I think that he's another underrated
Absolutely.
artist, producer, writer.
Absolutely.
I mean, his mistake was getting with Christina Milian, but I mean, you know, but it's tough sometimes.
She was trying to get an album. I can't blame her.
But she had 3 albums, and she's been with 3 of the producers. That was 3 albums, right? 3 albums, 3 producers.
She be producing something.
Yeah. I mean,
listen, budgets be low.
The flesh is weak.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Budgets be low.
I was working hard in the studio. I bet. But I don't know. You tell me. I mean, but yeah, that track is pretty hard for me. I like it. I love it actually. Cop Shot the Kid, Slick Rick. I like that Kanye did that.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I was actually going to my phone so I could show you this. Someone said I look like the Dream.
That's what you. That was a Halloween costume.
No, that was a regular. That was how I was just looking one day, and they was just like, you look like the Dream, and I was like, no, I don't look like the Dream. There's no way. And I was like, I'm never gonna cut my hair like this again, or wear these big ass glasses, or this fitted hat, because obviously I look like the Dream now.
In a falsetto.
Exactly.
Oh, oh, baby.
It's not like Christina Milian showed up at my crib or anything.
Right. So, Nasir, what are we rating this?
Man. Because now that you brought up Cop Shot the Kid, I totally forgot about it all day. Because I was like, man, I can only think about like 2 or 3 tracks. So now, that's half the tracks. So I think what did I have Cudi at? A 3?
Yeah,
3.5.
3 for Cudi.
Damn. All right. So Cuddy, I may have at the 3.5. Man, I may have them all at a 3.5 now. Now that you
Really?
said that, yeah. Push is the only one, 4.5. I got the rest at 3.5. I kind of. It's just that. All right. So the tracks that I like on Ye's equals the 3 tracks I love on Nasir, and it kind of equals the tracks that I like on whatchamacallit.
Got you.
For me, I'm not one of those people like I always need like a whole album that's great. I kind of if you give me 2 or 3 tracks, I could work with that and go from there. If you give me 4, I'm gonna be all right, cool.
I'm with that. Yeah.
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 But Pusha gave us 7 quality tracks. And
7
that's why
strong.
I was just like, yeah.
He's at the top. He's at the top.
That's why I was just like, for me, those 7 strong, they may not be better than 1 track on each of the other 3 albums. You know what I mean? Like those other 3 albums may have had 1 stronger song than the other 7.
Okay.
But those 7 is still above average to really good.
Still the best production.
Still easily the best production.
Definitely. Boom. All right, so then we move into Tiana Taylor's album. Right. Did you give her first album a listen? 7. It slid under the radar.
Yeah, it always.
And it was really smooth and sexy and 90s.
Okay.
And it just felt right. And it was like, man, why aren't people talking about this joint?
Right.
Like, they didn't push it at all. And this was around the time everybody's like, yo, why you not pushing Tiana Taylor? She got some joints.
Right.
So I was really excited to see Kanye West was going to get behind it. I didn't know how it was going to sound. I didn't know how his production was going to meet up with it. You know, right. I mean, we heard him do crazy stuff with female artists, you know, Keisha Cole, Carrie Hilson joint.
Right.
Stuff he produced for Beyonce. So it was like, it's in him.
Right.
But what is this going to sound?
Can he do a whole album?
Yes.
Right.
What is this going to sound like?
And
now?
what is it? 8 tracks, right? It's
8 tracks. I like it.
I like it too.
I like it.
I was afraid, honestly, when I put it on because I didn't know what to expect, basically. Yeah. And, you know, like the one thing I feel like you could always depend on is that Kanye's going to make quality music.
Yes.
He's not going to put out something that he doesn't like.
No.
And I kind of listened to it, and I was like, man, all right, so the first couple tracks, they're pretty soulful. I like them.
Soulful and sexy.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, cool.
She can sing, yo.
Yeah, actually, she can. She's very talented. Very talented.
I feel it.
Yeah, I feel it. Fame. All right, so
I feel it.
Favorite track? Is that ours? Both of them? Both of ours? Rosa, yeah. Rose out of Harlem, right? Rose of Harlem, something like that.
And see, now that's why a combination between her and Kanye works for that type of production, that type of sound. When you develop that, then it's like, wow, this is why that mesh works,
right?
Because it sounds so good.
Yeah, I was just like, it's like Kanye just showed up in the studio. He was just like, hey, you, just do what you do. Let me do me, and we gonna rock. Yes. All right, cool.
Yes.
I like 3-Way. I told you that before.
Yes, very good.
3-Way is actually pretty good. It reminded me of like old school, pretty like sexy, like I don't know, Keith Sweat. Like I don't want to say Belle Biv DeVoe, but like
is she writing her music?
She has to be. She's. I mean, like every time she's portrayed in any artistic thing, it's basically how like she writes her stuff or something. So, I mean, I'll call him on Shumpert and ask him, but you know, I never know.
He has an album out.
He does. Is it any good? Because I heard a couple tracks.
I mean, we're not going to review it.
No, we're not. But I mean, I heard a couple tracks before that he's done, and I was like, oh. Okay, I didn't think that he was.
They were on Power 105, The Breakfast Club, and they did an interview. It was really his interview, and she showed up, and they were talking about one of his tracks on his album. I went and listened to the track. I'm like, it's not bad. I guess it's not bad for a basketball player, but it wasn't like, it's not something I'm like, ooh.
Make your millions doing basketball.
Yes, don't stop that.
Right.
This is basketball is definitely his gift.
Right.
This is not.
This is your like, toy.
Yeah.
Right
This is that's a little extra.
I mean, from what I heard, I mean he's no Dame Dash. He's no Dame Lillard. I heard Dame Lillard can rap.
Yeah?
From Portland. Yeah, they said that his album last year was the best basketball player rap album ever.
But is that really saying much?
I mean, if that puts you above the, I mean, right
Was
now,
he going against
look,
Shaq?
Look, let's say if that's
Kobe?
if that's putting him against all mumble rappers right now, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Because supposedly he's got lyrics. Like he's like they say that his style, I guess, is pretty much like J.O.O.D. maybe.
Really?
Oh, see. Now you got to go listen to it, right? Now you're like, hold on a second. Is he
J. Cole?
Yeah. Jermaine?
Jermaine?
Yeah, Jermaine. That dude. But yeah.
Forest Hill Drive, Jermaine?
Yeah.
Forest Hill Drive is a great album.
It is. My favorite so far. Favorite J. Cole album.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I rocked it when I was in the gym. Because I don't want to make it like a present tense thing. Because then people go see the video and be like,
yeah. Oh, he been working out.
He's been working out
since 2014.
Yeah. When I was in the gym, so it was like it was really good.
All right, I feel you.
And the visual for it, like on the concert he had when he was like on top of the roof. Yeah, it was fun. I watched it on HBO.
All right, so how do you rate Tiana Taylor's album?
I'm gonna give that a 3.5. Only reason why I'm gonna give it a 3.5, and I'm gonna leave it room to grow, because that's out of all the albums I listen to hers and Nas the least right now.
Right.
Because it was like so much going on, but I could see how her album can grow and get a larger status in the flow of things. So yeah, I'm gonna give her a 3.5 right now.
All right. I'm
3 in a possible.
3 in a possible. Okay, spades. Where we at? All right. I'm actually gonna give it a 3.
Ooh.
But it's only because I've only listened to it once, even though it's only 23 minutes long. It's only 23 minutes long total.
We didn't have no time
for 8 tracks.
Yep.
I mean, that's a good 4 minutes of song. No, 3.5 minutes of song, something like that. But I actually I've only had a couple. Not even a long enough time to listen to it enough. But I mean, I already picked out my favorite songs. So
yeah, definitely.
It'll be on my playlists.
But then there's always those songs that are creepers.
Right.
That when you go back to them, they really grow on you and they start to become in your rotation. That's why I can't put it any lower than the 3.5.
Right.
Because I think it's going to grow to at least 4,
right.
4.5 on the scale. It might. I have a feeling right now it might be one of my favorite out of the season. Even though I think the Nas is good, it's not the best in this good music series.
Right.
Daytona definitely is.
Okay.
Kid Cudi and
Kanye
definitely is.
Right.
Ye I like because it's different. But I don't know if Tiana Taylor's going to take that spot.
Right.
Nas's album is probably in the bottom for me.
Right. Oh,
but that doesn't mean it's a bad album.
Right.
That doesn't I like it, but it's not life changing.
All right. So I'm gonna remove Tiana since I haven't had enough time with it yet.
Okay.
I'm going to also put Nas at the bottom for me.
Okay.
I'm going to put. Man. See, that's hard because I feel like Pusha does something for me that Ye and Cudi doesn't. Ye does something for me that Pusha and Cudi don't.
Yeah.
And Cudi does something for me that Pusha and Ye don't. So, I mean, I kind of have them all equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Got you. Yeah, because, I mean, it really... Cudi's music is very different from it's not the same.
It's hard to grade it. Even in the song that they're all in together, it's very different at each part of the song.
Totally different.
Yeah, but that's where I got it right now. Is that our good music session?
I think the good music session is over.
Okay.
Good music had good music.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna leave it at that.
Good music had good music.
Had good music.
That. I think that we're gonna leave the Carters and
the Carters
Scorpion.
is next week and Scorpion.
Okay.
Drake.
Come here.
Double disc.
Get over here.
Double disc Drake.
Okay. Double disc or double disc?
Father of Adonis.
Is it double disc?
Double disc.
Double disc Drake.
Double disc Drake. Right. So boom. All right. So A lot of shit happened on social media. Did you catch the Dame Diggy Dash, and Lee Daniels situation?
Was he like Dame Dash the last couple of years, Dame Dash, or was he like Dame Dash, Rockefeller, Dame Dash?
I think he's last couple of years Dame Dash, but like
Little
still
sprinkle.
Breakfast Club
Yeah.
Dame Dash, but just a little calmer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did
A
catch
little
it.
calmer.
Though. I caught it.
He was real calm.
He was out there. Yo, if I ain't never feel like I seen someone from New York, I knew I seen it that day.
That was
like,
a New York nigga.
Like he was just
asking
like,
for his-
"Yo, where's my money?"
He's asking for his bread.
No, we're not going to talk later. Where's my money?
Dame,
No.
Dame, I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to give you a number, Dame.
No, but what about my money?
I'm going to give you a number, Dame and Dash.
But where's my money?
You're right, Dame. You're right, Dame. I do owe you.
If it went on for another minute, he was going to slug him. Like,
He was going to slug him.
like, I don't know. Like,
He kept it real calm for a $2 million dispute.
You know, when you get close in someone's face, but you're not looking at them, and you just like in their ear.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how.
Well, because if Lee Daniels would have looked at him, they would have been nose to nose.
Where's my money? Anyways,
I believed you.
I'm still believing he. If you ask him for $2 million back, you believe he got it.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
You've done
He
enough.
said, and you got it now. Count that nigga five, and you got it now.
Let's go to your bank right now. I'm like, okay, like not even a deposit.
Was he right?
Yeah,
Was he right to record it?
Yes.
I think so,
I
too.
mean,
That pushed it.
have you ever loaned money to somebody and what it was?
I have. I loaned a big amount of money,
Yeah.
and I got it back.
Okay.
Before I loaned it, I made them write on the slip.
Right.
Like so, I just wanted to be like, yo. So you knew this was a loan if something was going to happen.
Right.
I should have never loaned that amount of money. I should have never loaned that amount of money because my heart was palpitating through the whole process. But I did it.
Yeah. How long did it take for you to get it back though?
It was only a couple of weeks because it was it was like a situation. They needed it. Boom. I got it. Boom. Okay.
Yeah, that's tough. See, me, I'm the type of person like I'll lend money.
Okay.
But the thing about it is that like, all right, it depends on like how bad I need it. Because I may show up like Dame Dash.
You may show up like Dame
Yo,
Dash.
like, where's my money? No, I don't want to. Where's my money? No, but the thing about that is that I got this advice from somebody a long time ago too.
Yep.
So when you lend money and someone doesn't give it back or they stop contacting you, the only thing that you find out is how much it costs to get that person out of your life. That's what all it is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Message.
We
need a bell.
Yeah. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah. So, I mean, I've loaned the money before, and like then you just stop hearing, or the person never contact you before. But the one thing is that like you'll never have to worry about ever loaning that person money again. You know.
Yeah.
If people who go away for $25, imagine. You know.
That's so fucking crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Just give them $25.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's cool. It's cool. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I mean, I ain't lending nobody $2 million. I mean, I ain't got $2 million to lend.
That's what I'm saying. Like it may be a different feeling. Like if you say you got
$2 million.
let's say you got 15 million, just like working the streets, and you have it.
Right.
And you're looking at this as like, okay, this 2 million is going to turn into something.
Right.
If I invest into this person and their project, you would do it, especially if you want to get into this industry. Right. And that's why I was like, yo, we're watching him. He wants to get into this industry. That all made sense to me.
Right.
But like, okay, this is the thing. A lot of people were arguing.
Well, we should explain the situation.
Okay.
Because a lot of people may not know what
True.
happened.
True.
So, Dame Dash lends Lee Daniels, the creator, the director of Precious, right?
Precious. But it wasn't for Precious. He did it for The Woodsman.
The Woodsman.
Yeah.
With Kevin Bacon?
With Kevin Bacon. That was it. Lee Daniels been doing a lot of shit. He did The Woodsman. He did Shadow Boxer.
Right.
And
The Help. right?
help. No, he didn't do the help. The butler. But
That's
that was
what-
Butler was like
later
after
on.
shit was
Right.
popping.
I didn't know it was for the Woodsman.
And what's the movie with Halle Berry?
Monster Ball.
Yeah. Make me feel good.
Shut up.
Let's lead it. Let me make sure.
So, all right. So, I mean, obviously, I'm trying to explain it, but I didn't even know it was for the Woodsman. Anyway,
It was
so
for the Woodsman.
he lends Lee Daniels $2 million for his project, and he goes,
And he did Paperboy.
oh, okay, with Zac Efron.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And says, I'm going to lend you $2 million. Cool. I'm going to lend you $2 million. He goes on, makes these projects, becomes successful.
Yep.
Finishes. What has he done lately? Empire and
Empire. That's the
Star,
biggest.
right?
Star. Those are huge shows.
So
Empire
obviously,
specifically. 5 seasons at Empire.
wow. Obviously, you have money. And Dame Dash wants to know where's his $2 million. The Woodsman came out what? I don't know, 8 years ago now. Like the Woodsman has. I thought it was right before Precious. So knowing that the Woodsman came out before Precious, this has
So
to
he
be
didn't direct the Woodsman. He's the producer of the
right.
Woodsman.
So obviously he gave him money to produce it. Since
Yes, and he's the producer on Monsters Ball.
Dame Dash explains this later on. He goes that, when you're in an industry where nobody wants to give money to African American producers, directors for their projects, Dame Dash contributed the money. Did you see? I told you. Did you see the interview where he's explaining? He's like that. Lee Daniels said that Oprah didn't give him money.
Yes.
Somebody else didn't give him money.
Tyler Perry wouldn't give me money.
Yeah. So he was just like, I'm going to support you and I'm going to give you this money. And it turns out that I guess he lied about all those other people not giving him money.
Yes.
So
he was selling them a dream.
Yeah.
He said he would get it back in a certain amount of months.
Right.
And then I think there was another project after that. He said, okay, I'll let it ride.
Right. So when did the Woodsman come out, or just so I
The
know?
Woodsman is 04.
04.
So Dame got the money then.
So you're telling me 13 years ago I lent you 14 now.
14 years.
14 years I
14
gave you
years.
$2 million.
He definitely
And
close talking was the least of his worries.
But you know what's the craziest part about this? He only wants $2 million back.
He only wants to. So he's telling him, he's like, he was like, yo, if I have to take you to court, when they were going to file the paperwork, the paperwork was going to be for around $5 million because that appreciation of that money and what he lost out on is going to be worth a lot more.
Right.
But 14 years later, it's like kind of like a horror movie.
Yeah,
14 years ago.
Like,
I learned the motherfucker $2 million and he has not paid me yet. And I'm back for my shit, nigga.
I'm gonna 14 years you waited for $2 million.
14 years.
I'm telling you right now, 2 days later I'm waking up like, where's my $2 million? I mean, maybe it was
As
nothing
soon
at the
as
time.
Empire drops, I'm on the Fox lot like,
we looking nice.
We doing good, huh, Lee? Let me speak to you for a second. But apparently he's had conversation with him. They've been to court. He still hasn't paid. Because even when you go to court, it's not like the court can force the payment out of your account. Like, you have to comply with the judgment. And so the judgment was for him to get his money. That's what the word on the street is, that they actually... But he's saying, I'm going to take it back and get more. Like, just give me my
Let's
fucking
take
money.
it back.
Just give me my
Back
money.
in the time.
Just give me my money. But this is what Lee Daniels is saying, because Lee Daniels does a TMZ interview also. And the person who's interviewing really pro Lee Daniels in a weird way, because they were like, but wasn't it an investment? So Dame Dash's story from the beginning has always been, Lee Daniels told me, I will get you your money back in this amount of time.
Right.
Don't worry about it. I'm returning your money in this amount of time. So if that's the agreement is not, if the movie makes money. But apparently on one of the movies, I don't know if it was Shadowbox or The Woodsman, it went over budget. They needed like $10 million more or something like that. And so because of that $10 million more, I guess Lee Daniels thought, okay, so if Dane gave me 2, I took 10, and then maybe, I don't know, the movie did 5. The movie ain't made no money, so I don't need to give you back any money.
Right.
But Dame is like, no, get me out of that 5, nigga. Like,
You're going to find my money.
Cut me out of that 5.
I don't care where it is.
Don't give it to other people first. Give it to me first. So Dame's was more of a loan investment
Right.
type of situation, not a if it makes money, I get my money back.
Well, I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, just like everything else, regardless of what anything or anybody says, if I say, "Where's my money?" and you say, "I'm going to get you your money," you mean that you know you're going to give me my
That's
money. There's nothing else we got to talk about. I don't care what anybody else. Wasn't it an investment? Didn't it take a loss? No, I didn't take a loss. He said he was going to give me my money. He borrowed money.
That's it. That's it.
Oh man. Anyways, where's my money though?
Lee Daniels need to pay up.
Yeah.
I think that's the moral of the story. Right. First of all, he believed in him.
Right.
He loaned him the money.
Right.
Give him his money, and you got it. Especially if you got it.
Right.
Now, if Lee Daniels didn't have it, it'd be one thing. But if that nigga don't have $2 million now to pay up, he was offering movies. Right. Did you hear that? He said, Damon, I'm gonna cut you in on. I'm gonna cut you in on
your bank account.
Billie Holiday, Billie Holiday.
You're going to cut me in on your bank account.
I'll give you my routing number.
Yep. Where's your ATM card?
The check.
Yeah.
And that was part 1, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're feeling it. I hope you're feeling the content. If you are, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe us on all social media platforms. We are Loose Cannons on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Loose Cannons. All right? Listen, I know you enjoyed part 1. Hit up part 2 where we continue our talk and we go into our movie section, movie review. Superfly, directed by Director X. Holla.